Hi, my name is Alessandro Gangelosi and that's a new tip tutorial coming from cgcookie.com for MaxCookie. This time we'll be back to talk about the 3ds Max modifiers and we'll talk about the path deform. It's a really simple modifier, but it's really useful when you like to deform a mesh using a path. Let's see, for example, a simple example of writing a text, and let's say, for example, uh, tune network. Let's imagine that we are working for a TV ID animation, and we find a simple text like, let's see if we have something that can be really similar to a tune, but I'm not sure. That's too serious. Let's try with this one. It's not a problem if you have, for example, the comic. You can use the comic one. Okay, we have this mesh, and then we use an extrude to have the 3D effects. Let's go there. Let's remove the grid using the G key. You see that's our text, and let's see what happens if we try to use a turbo smooth. Okay, it's not okay. So let's go for this one, and we go there, and we try to use something like that. You see a curve that will enter inside the viewport. Let's go there, and inside interpolation we say adaptive, so we have a perfect curve, and we choose the two network objects, and we go there inside the modifiers, and we have two possibilities. We have the path deform there as a workspace modifier, and we have the path deform there as modifier. We can use this one, and we have the possibility. You see, we have not so much option, so we have just to select the path. Let's imagine this one, and then you see that actually we have nothing inside the animation, but we have a percentage there, and you see that we are moving this one over the path. We have the possibility to decide which line we're using, and you see that the path was moved there, and that's why we use the path deform. So we have the path that will be attached to the mesh. So we can remove this one, and we can go for the path deform wall space modifiers, and we can say big path, and you see that now the mesh is inside is moved to the beginning, to the start point of the path, and you see that we have no animation. So we can move it over the path. We can say move to the path X, and you see that now it's moving. We can rotate it because it's now in the right position. We have the possibility to stretch it, so we can go for something like that, and we have the possibility to make the twisting, and let's go there, and you see that now it rotates, and we can have, for example, -90 there, and auto key, and after 4 seconds we have this animation there. Okay, and let's go back, and let's zoom it, let's see what happened, and we see the text that is entering inside our viewport, and we can move it just a little bit to see it better, and you see that the text is entering, and it has also the twisting. If we remove the twisting, let's go for 0, we have just the animation or the path. We have the possibility also to flip, and all the parameters are animable as the percent, the stretch, and the rotation, but you cannot change the path deform axis and the flipping. So for example, I can animate it there, and I can say that there we have a lot of stretching, then there we have less stretching, and then there we have again a lot of stretching. So you see we have these really toony effects over the text. So that's the path deform. So if you like to use a path in its using its real position, you have to use the path deform binding using the word space modifier. If you like just to add the path to the text and using its position and axis rotation, you can use the path deform modifier. So for the moment that's all, and I hope to see you back on Max Cookie to check for new tip tutorial coming from cgcookie.com. Bye.